Oh boy. So I gotta reset this now.
Select your battle fighter.
The Saturn port is not very user-friendly, I'll say that much. Good old Saturn. Pseudo Saturn. How's it going, everyone? This is kind of a rough time of day to stream. A lot of people aren't awake. Just switching my monitor over. So the worst part about this is that okay. The worst part about it is that you can't configure buttons. So I just have to play with the default config, which is weird. Like, really? They couldn't even do a button config? Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, well, I'll tell you what makes it busted as we play. I'll tell you different things. The main one is that the chaining system is literally broken. I think intentionally, to be honest. I'll make a video about this, actually, because it is an interesting theory, but the chaining is literally broken, so you cannot chain in the game. They made the chain timer too fast, so you can't chain. Funnily enough, if you go into the Saturn settings, you can play with the chain, and you can make it too fast and too slow, but you can't ever make it just right, which is pretty suspicious. Another thing that makes it broken is it's just wildly different than the arcade version in a lot of ways. And then the last part is that it runs too fast. It's missing a lot of slowdown. So it's definitely a pretty suspect port, to say the least. So this is the Saturn version, right? It should be.
Select your battle fighter.
Walking this over. And I have to remember, I'm playing like the controls are different.
Okay, the countdown begins.
Oh no, this is arcade. We don't want arcade, we want... Okay, we'll play arcade, and then we'll do Saturn after that. It's also just really weird to try and play with the button configuring trick. You can't change it. Obviously, look at the like damage animations and stuff. Those are way off. Look at my chain though. Like you basically can't chain in the game. And that's like the fundamental scoring system. It's such a serious oversight, it can't be accidental. And they did it in the PS1 port too. So in 2 ports of the game, they messed up the most fundamental part of the game design. I mean, how can that be? And they're 2 different companies too. I deeply believe that Cave told them, both companies, make sure chaining does not work. Make sure this does not work. That way people still had to play the arcade version. Because how could 2 different ports that are like very different from each other both get it wrong when it's like the most fundamental design of the game? Like, you can tell something's wrong in the first 20 seconds of playing. It's like, oh, the chaining timer doesn't work. Like, really? Both ports didn't figure that out? Look at how the bullets look too. They look so stupid.
Just a couple more shots.
The kind of fun thing about the Saturn port is it's basically like almost like a different game though. Yeah, exactly. Fanticide. Yeah, look how stupid the explosion animations work. But yeah, Fanticide, I agree. That's exactly what I think happened. They did not want this to compete with the arcade version, so they're like, make sure this is GIMP. Because also, the people who won the campaign version board played a competition on this port. So you think they would mention to Cave, you know, mid competition, after the competition or something. Hey, yo, you know the chaining's busted in the port, right? Okay, let's see how much slowdown's missing here. There should be a fair amount of slowdown. Look, there's like none. Who needs slowdown, right? Just the way the enemy AI acts too is just a little bit off. Like the way they shoot the bullets, the size of the bullets. Sometimes it's kind of fun because it's so weird and different, but there's no comparing it to the arcade version.
Your mission starts now. Are you ready?
My hand is getting sore because it's like the shot buttons are like way across from each other, so I have to like stretch my hand to get to them. It's all on the bottom row. I hate using the bottom row of my stick if I can avoid it. This would be interesting to see how this happens. See, there's like no slowdown. Okay, here's some slowdown. But no, it speeds up at the end there. It's not supposed to do that. Yeah, the audio is pretty cool. I think between the two, there's no comparing. The PS1 port is definitely better than the Saturn port. Like, there's no debate there. But the Saturn port is like janker, so I kind of like to play it more because the PS1 port is like just a bad arcade port with just some more typical flaws, like the slowdown is missing, and of course the chaining is still broken for some stupid reason. So it's just like playing a bad version of Dodonpachi. The Saturn port is like playing a strange version of Dodonpachi because like the bullet patterns are a little bit different, like the bullet pixels are a little bit different. The enemy AI is a little different. It's like a little remix. And like things are weirdly spritey, like that animation. Like why is that animation all sprited up? No slowdown on the stars at all. That should have been like a ton of slowdown there. The death animations sound horrible. Or the death sound effects, I mean, sound horrible. The one nice thing is that some of the bullets are chunkier than they normally are in arcade, which is kind of nice, because sometimes it's easier to see them. Look at how chunky the needles are. It's so funny. Look at how chunky these needle bullets are. They're like twice the size of the normal bullet of the arcade version. Uh-oh. Then again, you know, it's like harder to get around them because they're giant. Okay. get the cancel. So far, so good, though. I feel like the laser might be a little bit buffed, though. I feel like this laser might be a little bit buffed over arcade for CS. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it kind of feels that way. Look at these bullets. They're like... That was kind of an issue where I wouldn't have to bomb there because the bullet is so huge compared to arcade. I like trap you. At least the 1-up still works, right?
You are approaching the target of attack. The mission starts now. Are you ready?
So this would be interesting. I'm gonna play this more conservatively. Now I'm gonna go for it. Let's see what happens when I go for the tech. See if it works. That still works. Kind of scarier because the bullets are giant, but it still works. We actually do kind of need to play well though, because I really want to get into the second loop. See what the second loop's all about. And it's harder to get into the second loop because there's no slowdown and it's harder to score and chain. And you can't do the chain requirement because you can't chain in the game. So that's not going to work. So to do it, it's basically, to get in is like basically the low depth requirement's the way to do it. Only 2 misses allowed. Holy crap. Did I bomb? Did I bomb? Yeah, I bombed. Okay, I was wondering, like, am I missing a bomb here? Yes, well, they had to. But did they, Moji, did they admit that they intentionally screwed up the chaining? What did they say about it? Yeah, because the port is bad. There's no question about if the port's bad. The question is, did they intend for it to be bad? Because why does the PS1 port have the same problem? Both ports have broken chaining, which is bizarre. Both of them? That's suspicious. One of them you can understand, but both? When they're 2 different companies? With 2 very different ports, too. They're very different from each other. It's not like they copy and paste it. That was incorrect, okay? They should not do that. That behavior was not canon. I hate playing like this. My hand is getting sore. That was weird. That bunker had more health than it was supposed to. Look at the way the bullets move. They look so weird. Like, they don't look right. I feel like the laser is more powerful, which is kind of nice. Yeah, the laser is more powerful in the Saturn port. There's no doubt about it. For CS, that laser's it's doing way more damage than it normally does. It feels like. We'll really be able to tell on this boss fight. So the glitch doesn't work in the Saturn port, unfortunately. So you gotta fight the boss straight up. What the fuck? That's not supposed to happen. See, that's what's going to be frustrating, is that there's going to be a lot of instances like that where the enemy is not supposed to do that, but they do it and I die. So now I can't test whether the laser does more damage because my laser got nerfed. Whoa, 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 that's different. That's different. You can do the glitch in the PS1 port, though. It still works on that one. The PS1 port just feels way more... Look at how huge those bullets are. What the... WTF. How are you supposed to get around those? Interesting. Oh, the background's wrong. Look at how weird the background looks. Like they actually changed like the colors of the background. Oh, this stage looks bizarre. It's like a different color. No slowdown, by the way. Not a slowdown to be found. There's no slowdown. Just keeps rolling. No problems. That's 100% because the button remapping is wrong. I hit my bomb button, but I remembered that the bomb button was not mapped to where it should be. So, nothing came out. So we're probably not going to make the loop now, I don't think. But we'll keep playing and try again here. Because I feel like if I learn where it's broken, I can be more prepared. The Hall of Hell. I can't remember if the Saturn version of the Hall of Hell is like evil or easy. I think it's easier. I'm pretty sure they nerfed it, which is, I guess, kind of nice. Yeah, look how nerfed it is. I remember this. I think what happened is they realized, okay, this part is like impossible with no slowdown, so let's just reduce the bullet count to like nerf it. As you can tell, the bullet count is way lower now. But it kind of evens out though, because there's no slowdown like that. You just die. No cancel? There's supposed to be a cancel there. They forgot to add the cancel in. Whoops. I don't know why I'm doing that. This will be interesting. So, I'm not sure what's going to happen here on this boss. This will be interesting. This will be very interesting. Because they patch a lot of stuff in the Saturn port, so they might have patched the safe spot. Yep. So he's not supposed to do that. I don't know what the hell is going to happen here. He's like way in a different spot. So let's see if this works. I don't think it does. Did they patch it? Let's see if it works. I think they patched it though. Well, he's not dropping any bombs. We'll never find out, I guess. I think they patched that though. He just never dropped a bomb. Saturn mode's interesting. You can go into the config and change some of the properties of it, which is kind of funny. Whoa. See, there's supposed to be slowdown there. Is it sinking in that this port has no slowdown at all? It just keeps it rocking. That one blink off. I think that they reduced the bullet count here. Oh, this is gonna suck. They reduced the bullet count though. So it's not too bad because they made it easier. It is weird playing through these sections with no slowdown though. Oh, that's completely different. That's completely different. That pattern is wrong, basically. You're supposed to sneak around those, but the bullets are completely rearranged. There's no slowdown there, so I need to remember that. Because BS is pretty good ship, Philip. It's pretty good. It probably requires a little less routing, This is bizarre. Boss movement is way off. I don't know what it's doing. Those move too fast. I guess lack of slowdown again. Or the base bullet speed's just faster. This will be interesting. Okay, this pattern seems about... I don't know. A little off. Here come the ninja stars. They have a weird drift on them. Oh, the final is going to be interesting. What is the final going to be? Those purple bullets are way faster than they are in arcade mode. Let's see what happens with the final. I'm very curious. Is it harder or easier? I wonder. It's kind of... Yeah, it's harder. Because they go faster and the spears are bigger. I said the one nice thing is that the spears are a little bit easier to see, but they're also bigger, harder to dodge. Okay, that was ridiculous. Okay, so we're going to try that again. Now that we've learned all the changes, let's see if we can produce a loop here. It also sucks I'm playing with like this weird button configuration.
Game over.
I've never looped the Saturn port.
Select your battle type.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, the countdown begins. 3,
Yeah, the general was not having it.
go.
Watch, I'll try to chain this. So far, so good. There it goes. Just can't do it. Oh yeah, the bees don't give you any meter either, I don't think. Forgot about that.
You are approaching the target of attack.
No.
Your mission starts
I
now.
have it, the instant brain. It's really not that interesting. It's just it is like a closer emulation wise, but the slowdown is all gone. And you have to play Yoko. There's no rotated either. Isn't that stupid? I spent like 3 days working on unlocking the instant brain port too. It was such a pain to unlock. Yeah. I had to do some real save file manipulation to unlock it. And like the old save file on the forum doesn't work anymore, it's too old. So I had to like track down someone on Twitter with a new save file, and it was quite a journey for a really underwhelming version of the game. The best port is probably... chaining works in Instant Brain, so I guess you could give it that. Kind of a toss-up between the PS1 version and Instant Brain. Just make that real simple. The laser, I think the laser pierces through enemies better in this than it does on arcade. No? Flowers? No. Yeah, I know. Bam, that would suck. Well, I guess you don't know any better, but... it's a far cry from the arcade version. Some parts might be easier, though, like the Hall of Hell might be easier for you. Stage 6 would probably be easier for you, other than certain sections. That's different. Timing on that's different. Wonder why they picked such a weird sound effect. Doesn't sound anything like the arcade sound effect at all. Oh boy. Probably have to bomb here. Damn it, I should have bombed. The bullets are so huge. Tried to go around, I got clipped. That's one death. I only get 2, I believe. I only get 1 more. Warning, backflip. Yeah, the sound effects sound awful. Just play it nice and safe here. No need to get fancy with it. Do it. So there's a lot of reasons a mighty backflip. I'll go over them real quick. The first reason is that the chaining is broken. It doesn't work correctly. The meter falls too fast and the bees don't give meter. So you literally can't play the game for score because the chaining just doesn't work, which is a massive oversight. Second reason is the game has no slowdown. DDP is a game full of slowdown. The level design sort of is balanced around it. And so when you have no slowdown, it makes a lot of sections really obnoxious and overly difficult. Especially, imagine the second loop. That's another reason it's broken. Third, it's missing a ton of, it's missing a lot of like the key glitches and stuff. Like the boss locks and all that sort of stuff. Also, as you just saw, the enemy behavior is just different. This opening section is a really good example of that, where they just act differently. They're not supposed to, they do things they're not supposed to do. They shoot sooner than they're supposed to shoot. I think this is probably tied to the fact that the game's running too quick frame rate wise. It's also stupid. It has no control config, so I have to play with like a ridiculous button layout. Sound awful. The sprites look real stupid. Like, look at these bullets. They're like twice the size of what the bullets are supposed to be. Those needles, they're way bigger than they're supposed to be. So I can't die anymore. I have to no death the rest of the game. That is just wrong. That bullet pattern is literally just incorrect. That's not how the bullet pattern is supposed to work. And these guys shoot too early, so you have to be in different spots for when they spawn. The glitch here doesn't work. They nerfed it out, or they took it out, or they didn't include it. Like, the gameplay is totally different. And certain sections, like the Hall of Hell, what they did is, since they couldn't figure out how to make the game slow down, they just decreased the bullet count. So there's certain sections, like the Hall of Hell, where they are incredibly different, because the bullet count's different. This boss fight's different. You can't glitch it. Look at how huge those bullets are. They're like twice the size they're supposed to be. Yes, include a glitch. Backflip, you have to include the glitches. That's part of the port. That's important. That's like when Nintendo released the port for the Switch of Mario 64 and they took out backwards long jumps. It's like they completely changed the meta of the game works. If you take out the glitches, you completely change the meta of the scoring. And basically have to split the category. Like, you gotta get those in there. That's the sign of a good port. Unless they're game-breaking glitches. No slowdown, basically, here. That's like doing a port of Melee and taking out Wave Dash, right? Okay, I'm gonna restart the run, because we're not gonna get the loot now. The PS1 is close. The PS1's much closer. They have the glitches in the PS1, actually. The bullets are the correct sizes. Like, on the surface, the PS1 is pretty close. The problem with the PS1 port is, again, the chaining is broken. Chaining doesn't work. And then there's no slowdown, or the slowdown's weird in that one. So that one's much closer than the Saturn port. But still has some problems. Yeah, they never made a good port of this game. It doesn't exist as of yet. Hopefully M2 make one at some point. The Mister is cool. But Mister's not necessarily a port, right? Some of the AI in the PS1 version is also incorrect. Like, it does stuff it's not supposed to do. Enemies shoot too early, all that stuff. Like, imagine doing a Ketsui port where you remove the E-lock glitch, which is like a major part of the scoring system. That would be a problem. There are certain glitches where you actually have to include them. I hope they do, Philip. I'm not entirely convinced that they will, though. What the hell? That's not supposed to happen. The bullets went through my aura and hit me. You see that? That is definitely not supposed to happen. Let's restart the run. That was insane.
Game over.
The OST sounds fine. It's the sound effects that sound like crap. Like they're way off and they sound stupid. They're like these high chimey things instead of the explosion sounds they're supposed to be.
Okay. The countdown
Mighty,
begins. 3,
that was not supposed to happen.
1,
Those bullets are not supposed to go through your laser. When you're sitting lasering like this, it creates something called an aura, and those like destructible bullets cannot pierce them. Cannot pierce it. But it did. I really hope M2 shot triggers do ports of all the cave games. I'm not convinced that they will, though. That's not supposed to... No, the guy's not supposed to do that.
You are approaching the target of attack. Your mission starts now. Are you ready?
I thought it'd be fun to play this port a little bit, but forgot just how broken it is. The PS1 port's more fun to play because at least it's kind of accurate.
Select your battle fighter. Okay. The countdown begins. 3, 2,
Yeah, I wonder what their next game will be.
go.
I better speed kill these guys so they don't shoot me.
Power up. You are approaching the target of attack. Your mission starts now. Are you ready?
Yeah, well, the good thing about DFK is it does have a solid Steam port, though, which is nice. See, last time those destructible bullets just went through me for some reason.
Just a couple more shots.
Yeah, Kaio. The combo is broken. It drains way too fast, and the bees don't give meter. So you basically can't chain. Bullet speeds are also way off. Like they're moving too fast. These bullets, they shouldn't be moving this fast.
Power up.
Tank time.
Palmer, are you ready?
Bullets are bigger than they're supposed to be. I think the Saturn Batsukan port is much better from what I remember. I reviewed it, so it's on my channel, but if I remember correctly, it's much, much better than the Dodonpachi one. Yeah, man, gotta get a PS4. Like, these days, hopefully you'll see a big price drop in them these days. Like, the base PS4 should come down in price a lot as people go to sell it, you know, to get the PS5. That usually tends to happen. Like, I remember I went on a PS3 buying frenzy for a while there because they were so cheap for like a little period of time when the PS4 was just kind of coming out. A lot of people were selling their PS3s really cheap. I think the hype for the PS4 was much higher than the hype for the PS5 though, right? Like, console generation by console generation, the hype dies down. Is that just me? Or is that actually how it is? Like, for instance, my brothers, neither of them cared. Both of them got PS4s like week of. Neither of them got a PS4, or none of them got a PS5. The scary part about this section is that there's no slowdown, and the bullets are like giant. Those two factors make it scarier than it should be. That should do it. Oh, giant bullets. They're coming for me. What the fuck? It's not supposed to do that. Goddamn game. No, that turret never shoots like that, ever. I mean, that was ridiculous, though. That one was, like, egregious. I think the reason for it is because the frame rate's too fast and it makes the AI shoot earlier than it's supposed to. Like, messes the AI up, I think. That's my theory. Hitboxes on these are big too. Those red bullets, they got huge hitboxes. So only one more death is allowed now. If I'm gonna get the loop. Getting this loop is hard just because of the random crap that shows up. So this opening section here is completely wrong. Like, way off. the enemy behavior is completely wrong. Especially right here. These guys are not actually supposed to fire, but they do. Just stuff like that. Enemies firing when they're not supposed to. Spawning before they're supposed to. It can be dealt with if you know it's coming, but that's the hard part. It has way too much health. The nice part is I think they nerfed the health on these guys. Because they seem to die faster. Yeah, they definitely die faster. Some enemies don't though. Some enemies die later. This is just wrong. That pattern is just wrong. It's not how it's supposed to look. Kind of have to hang out in the middle here because they'll fire as they spawn, which they're not supposed to do.
You are approaching the target of attack. Your mission starts now. Are you ready?
I'll explain why it's bad here in a minute here. After this loop here. Oh yeah. There's a lot of reasons though. There's a lot. It's a whole list. For one, those bullets are like twice the size they're supposed to be. But there's a lot of reasons why. Okay, quick summary. Problem number one, the chaining is broken. The main score mechanic of the game doesn't even work. It drains too fast, so most links don't work. And also, bees don't give you meter, so some links are just impossible because of that. So the chaining literally doesn't work. Issue number one. Issue number two, the game runs too fast and has no slowdown. So you'll see here, the game almost never slows down. Dodonpachi is a game full of slowdown, and the level design is sort of balanced around it. Third reason why is the enemy behavior is kind of off. I think that's kind of tied to the frame rate. The game runs too fast, so the bullets move faster than they're supposed to. It doesn't slow down, and also the enemy behavior just is incorrect. Some patterns are also just wrong. They're like laid out incorrectly. They nerf the boss glitches, or outright get rid of them. Like that last boss I fought, there's a glitch to lock him in place. They remove that. This boss, there's a exploit where you can climb up inside him and point blank him. They remove that, or they make that way more dangerous. In sections like this, since there's no slowdown, what they did is they actually reduced the bullet count here. So it's like playing a Toplan game or something now. So the bullet counts dropped, but the enemy bullet speed's faster and there's no slowdown. But there's just less bullets on screen. That's very different. But the lack of slowdown is still a huge problem, even with that. So it's basically an entirely different game. than the arcade version. They forgot. I forgot to mention this too. They forgot the cancel. Right there. There's supposed to be a cancel. They forgot it. Also, just some pet peeves. The bullets look stupid. Like, look at those ones. Those aren't what they look like in arcade at all, and they look stupid. The sound effects are awful. And there's no button config either, so you have to play with this weird button layout. The boss movement is wrong. Like, the safe spots don't really work anymore. Okay, watch this. So let's see if this works. There's a little safe spot up here. No, it doesn't, see? So they nerf, like you're supposed to be able to come up here and hang out in this safe spot. They get rid of that. So they force you to fight the enemy. Like, they completely changed the game design. Like, the boss fights are all different. So Moji was saying that they actually issued an apology for how bad this port is. Like, so it's not just me being paranoid. Like, Cave themselves acknowledge this port is crap. And there should be slowdown in all these sections, and it just isn't. This part, especially without slowdown, is real scary. Jeez, really? Look at this. Luckily, I sort of memorized that part, so I knew what was going to happen. Or I had an idea what was going to happen, but still. The hitboxes are also bigger on these pink bolts than they are in arcade, it feels like. This part I have to just bomb, because it doesn't work. The bullet arrangement is different. I don't think we can loop anymore, right? I've taken 3 deaths? Or 2? 3, right? Try it though, just in case. The fact this has no slowdown makes it so much harder. Oh, this is so screwed up. The bullet speeds on these purple bullets are like way faster than arcade. Watch this. I'll probably die, because they're just like second loop bullet speeds or something. Look at these guys, they're hauling ass. Yeah. So the bullet behavior is just wrong there. I should have just bombed it. That's a little bit different too. It has clusters. This is wrong. He's supposed to be like a little bit different on the sides. Then of course this one's screwed up because the bullets like twice the size they're supposed to be. You can't dodge around them. Yeah, I mean, it's a different game. You can play it as a different game, but as far as a port, it's just wrong. It's just incorrect. Like, for instance, let's say you're a Japanese player at the time and you're trying to improve and, you know, get a high score or a world record or something.
Game over.
This port would be utterly useless to you. Like, the boss fights are different, the stages are different, there's no chaining. Like, so it's so different from the arcade version that it's pretty much useless. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to Saturn mode. You also have to reset the game every time you want to switch modes because they never bothered to put in a menu that you can reverse out of. No control config either, so you have to play on their button layout. That's what I think, honestly. No, I'm serious. I think because the thing is that there are two ports of Dodonpachi that are from different people and they're pretty different from each other. The Saturn port and the PS1 port. Both ports have broken chaining. Something you can detect within the first 30 seconds of playing the game. You can be like, wait a minute. Why is the chaining broken? I don't think it's a coincidence both ports have broken chaining. I just don't. Okay, we're gonna play the Saturn version now. Saturn mode. So the funny thing about Saturn mode is you can go in and you can up the chaining. What's funny is you can adjust the chaining in the game, and you can make it too low, and you can make it way too high, but you can't make it correct. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that a little suspicious? But you also, you know, the Bs still don't work though, even if you do change the chaining. Here's the Saturn Dodonpachi stage. This reminds me of something straight out of B-Storm. Like, this is like the B-Storm stage. I like how they explode into stars though, that's cool. The background makes no sense. It's like from Turtles in Time or something. Oh, they drop medals too. Yeah, I forgot about that. It is so funny how different all the enemies are from the actual like regular game. Okay, let's redo that.
Game over.
Here we go.
Select your battle partner. Okay. The countdown.
Saturn mode?
3, 2,
Yeah.
1, go.
It is pretty interesting for sure. This is my favorite part of the stage. Explode into stars. That's the best part of the stage. Prepped and ready to bomb. This is like way more like a Batsugan style game than Dodonpachi. Okay, what's the boss? I can't even remember.
Your mission starts now.
The lava's cool though, I'll give it that. The lava in the back is cool. I got my hand ready to bomb. I'm expecting something wild to happen at any moment. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, no kidding. What a bizarre stage. It's like a little taste of Batsugan or something before you start playing Dodonpachi. Okay, watch the chain, because I went in and I upped the chain in the Saturn mode. You can do that. So now it should be like hella generous. Except B's still don't give you meter. So it's still broken, even if you up the chain. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna play some more Ketsui here soon on my PGM. What happened to the sound? Saturn version doesn't like this
Just
boss
a
track.
couple more shots.
I might, yeah. I might. I'll think about it. Notice how generous the chaining is now. But since the bees don't give meter, you still will drop some chains. Because you need them bees. You need the bees to get the honey. Right? The good news is I should at least... The good news is... Well, I don't know if you can actually play 2 loops in the Saturn version, though. I don't think Saturn mode allows 2 loops. I think Saturn mode is just 1 loop. Pretty sure. So even if you are super cool and get the combo, I don't think Saturn mode allows 2 loops. I need to get 333. Oh, we did it. Okay, so basically, if there is a second loop, it should be guaranteed now. If there isn't. But I don't think the Saturn mode has 2 loops. I'm pretty sure it's a 1 loop game. How do I do it? Oh, it has hibachi though? Okay. Pseudo Saturn is pretty... It's a good boy. It basically just bypasses some stuff, but the games behave like they're supposed to, for the most part. But yeah, I mean, you never know. It's like burned copies, it could be that. As far as like the audio and all that sort of thing, maybe. I hate this on Saturn. This fucking sucks. Has no slowdown and the bullets are the size of like regular bullets instead of needles. Instead of being those cute little needles, I like the size of regular bullets. Even bigger sometimes. Notice the lack of slowdown here. I can just imagine the competition players when this port came out and they're playing it in the competition. They're like, what the hell is this bullshit? Okay, I have to be careful because that turret got me last time. It fired when it's not supposed to. Or is it this turret? Is this guy? You're supposed to do this nice little chain there, but if you try it in this port, it'll shoot you. Extend. This is real hardware. This is played on a real Saturn, but as far as the copy of the disc, it's, you know, I mean, it's one of those, you know, the disc was made by Sony. If that helps, you know, it says Sony on the disc, right? So that counts. That counts. That totally counts. Like, you know, it's an official Sony made disc. That's my favorite thing to do, is to use those on the PS1. Official Sony, or on the PS2. Official Sony discs on the PS1. It totally counts. Oh, look. So, what's funny is with that back turn there, it's supposed to go into like a frenzy when it's alone. But they messed that up, so it just sits there and shoots all sad. Good to know, actually. So the boss meta is completely different, because normally if you, in arcade version, if you get that turret by itself, it goes into like a frenzy. And it gets all mean and grows crazy. But as you saw there, it's just a sad, it just continues its sad little shots. It's a practice disc. Yes, exactly. Yes, my real disc, my real copy is on eBay. If you type in Dodonpachi Sega Saturn, the first listing you find that says genuine authentic copy, that's my copy. I just prefer to keep my copy on eBay. And if it says seller in the Netherlands, I have a dealer in the Netherlands who sells all my personal copies of my games for me. So that's just the situation we have going on. By the way, the AI on this section is completely incorrect. Like the stuff will spawn earlier than it's supposed to, and will shoot like right as it spawns. And then this part here has way more health. The bunker here has way more health than it's supposed to. So you can't do my fun little trick on it. They're not supposed to do that. I feel like the bullet ceiling is off. What's kind of nice about this one is they accidentally get the HP wrong, but they give him too little HP, so it's actually a little bit easier. They also reduce the bullet count. Again, because they probably realized, okay, there's no slowdown here, so the least we can do is reduce the bullet count a little bit. This pattern, that's not how it's supposed to look. That's incorrect. It's not supposed to be a perfect little, I don't know what shape that is, little circle. It's supposed to have like this little gap inside it you can get inside. So this glitch is patched out. You can't do it. And the movement is actually different. The way the boss moves is different. It won't go all the way to the sides. So that'll mess you up if you're used to dodging it a certain way. It'll just watch. See, watch. It won't go all the way to the side. It'll stop. The idea for this pattern here is if you go to this right like this, you can kind of misdirect it. The problem is those are like way bigger than they're supposed to be. I gotta go through 2 rounds of this shit? Go. So far, no misses. Hey, Plaz, how's it going? Oh, well, the funny thing, Plaz, is those tweaks are in the arcade mode too. Like, if you play arcade mode, a lot of those changes are in arcade mode. The reduced bullet counts, the lack of slowdown, all of that stuff is in arcade mode. I'll show you after we get through this. All that stuff is in there too, so I'm not sure how much of it is like specific to this version. We'll swap over to arcade mode and I'll show you after this run. I'm really curious how Hibachi is gonna be. Also, Plaz, note I went into the options and set the chain for Saturn mode into like max. So it'll chain, like, the chain meter is like way longer, which is kind of nice. But the bees still don't give you meter though, sadly. That's nice. Yeah, Saturn mode is definitely easier than arcade mode though, even Loop 1 arcade mode. Yeah, like that. That's totally different, obviously. So the sad part, Plaz, is that they patch out all the fun safe spots. So you can't do the fun little safe spot where you fly up inside the pit there. Can't do it. It also moves the wrong way. That's an arcade too. Nope. That didn't work. I'm just gonna have to bomb when it drops him. Okay, I'll try it out. I wasn't seeing it happening, but we'll see. Is that the PS1? One of them doesn't give you meter on the bees. I know that. Maybe that was the PS1 for it? We'll try it here. There's a bee coming up. Okay, ready? Okay, so you get a little bit of meter off them. We'll get all the bottom all this in arcade, but I'm pretty sure they don't give the right amount still. Oh, balls. Watch this fight. So like I was saying before, the movement of this boss is completely wrong, and the first pattern here is like, well, who knows in Saturn, but in arcade it was ridiculous. It was like loop 2 speeds on the first pattern here. Yeah, look at this. Okay. Yeah, all that's totally kosher. I shudder to think what Hibachi's gonna be like. Well, that's kind of cool how he catches on fire, though. Okay, so Hibachi time? Yeah, isn't the Dodonpachi port for Saturn also crap? Alright, here we go. This will be real interesting. To see what it does. See if it's different. Yeah, it's different. It's got a little less, got a little more space to move around in. Oh, the walls are nerfed. That's nice. I may actually be able to dodge these. Oh. Oops. I wonder if I could dodge this guy. Normally you have a bunch of slowdown here. Oh, the arm thing comes down. Oh, that's naughty. Does that do that in arcade? How it like lingers on screen? That was a pretty good fight. I didn't die, right? That was no deaths. I wonder if I could take out Hibachi. I'm not even fully powered up with my laser. Now I'm really curious what Hibachi's gonna do. Okay, less bullets, but way faster. Oh. Hibachi seems frenzied. Oh my gosh. There's less bullets, but they're hauling ass. This pattern's scary. I don't think I'm going to be able to dodge this one. Holy shit. Yeah, that's wild. That might be harder than arcade, I'm not sure. I wonder what the final is going to be like. Oh. There we go. I was about to say, can I not enter a credit? That would be kind of cool. Hey, I'm powered up. we go, final attack. This will be interesting. Oh, this is terrifying. What the hell is going on here? Okay. So it's faster, but it's less, there's less bullets. I don't know if that's easier or harder. Probably easier once you get used to it. You just gotta get used to it. What happened? My OSSC just crapped out mid pattern there. Did that happen for you guys? Yeah. Dodonpachi sent like a nasty little signal to my OSSC. Scoot back, you bastard. How interesting. Okay, we're gonna give arcade mode one more shot. Thanks. Oh, cool. I think it's hell of expensive, isn't it? It's like 200 bucks or something. You have to reset it to get to the other mode. $125. That's not. I mean, that's not great, but that's a. I think it's come down, right? It used to be like 200 bucks at some point, I think. I think retro gaming prices are dropping though, just across the board, especially for this type of stuff where most players don't actually play it. They just collect it because it's rare. Like those types of games. Like Dodonpachi. I think their price is coming down. Alright, now we get to suffer through arcade mode. At least they have Z button enabled. Imagine if it wasn't enabled. Yeah, just go with the Mister. Don't buy the Saturn port. Do yourself the favor. Okay, so let's check to see how the meter on these bees work. Like, look how... Yeah, see? Like, I guess you get some meter, but it drops so fast. You can't really chain with it. Oh, interesting. So COVID's risen the price of retro games? recently. Check the price. What is Chrono Trigger's price? That's like the canary in the coal mine. I always check. Go on eBay and check Chrono Trigger. How much does it cost? We'll probably see a PlayStation core before a Saturn core, right? I would assume. Like PlayStation's much easier to, I'm assuming, to like, you know, backwards assemble and everything. Because even today, big fat computers struggle to simulate the madness that is the Saturn. I could see us getting a PlayStation core, like a good deal before Saturn core. Imagine the second loop. That was pretty ballsy. There is no slowdown, Kay. It's on vacation. It got left in the arcade. This version practically has no slowdown. One of the reasons why it's broken. Don't those look like the bullets from Ketsui? Like, they don't look like the Dodonpachi bullets. They look like the Ketsui bullets. Right? Look at it. Those are like Ketsui bullets. You have huge hitboxes, dude. My hands keep slipping off the controls, too. Oh, damn it. I have to bomb now. Like, this section is way more aggressive than it is in arcade for some reason. Especially these guys. I like DS Ketsui. DS Ketsui. I think that's a cool game. Have you ever played it? Ketsui Death Label? That tactic's way scarier because the bullets are giant. Oh. Not good. Oh, now it's being crazy. That's weird. Last time it didn't. This time it did. Oh, because it was Saturn mode. That's why. The Saturn mode changes it, but arcade mode does do it. These freaking patterns. Okay, that should do it. Wow, $364. Yeah, Death Label is cool. I also like how creative it is. It's probably my favorite handheld shmup. Well, I guess now there's all these Switch handheld shmup, right? But not counting the Switch. These guys are nasty. So they're not supposed to shoot when they spawn like that, but they do. You gotta take them out nice and early. Uh-oh. Oh, barely snuck around that. I have a trick there, but it just doesn't work on this version. So I had to come up with something new. I like the slowdown there, it's kind of scary. You see here that their health is kind of nerfed. See? They're dying way faster than they're supposed to. And this pattern will still be wrong. So he's supposed to shoot different patterns. What's wrong with it? Yeah. Fortunate turn of events there. I love how the soundtrack comes to a dead stop.
You are approaching the target of attack. The mission starts now.
Yeah, is Cotton gonna come out on the PS4 or is it Switch only? Look, Plaz, see the nerf to this, or the change to the glitch is still intact in the arcade mode version. Look, see, he still does that. Now I'm dead. This is gonna suck. The freaking bullets are like the size of... so huge. That ought to do it. Go. That was pretty clutch. So far, no deaths. That's really good. Basically, I need to 2 deaths or less to get the loot. Oh boy. The lack of slowdown here is terrifying. I got a bomb. Oh. There's no making this link work. My hand keeps slipping off the damn bolt, or the damn button. Oh boy. I have to remember where the bomb button is here. I'm gonna need to hit it. Terrifying. Oh! No! That's probably curtains. There's no freaking slowdown. Still alive. This boss fight is gonna suck. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do. That was stupid. That's not how it's supposed to act.
You are approaching the target of attack. The mission starts now. Are you ready?
I don't know, to be honest. I just think they just let it rock. There should be a safe spot here. Now, if I get hit, they got rid of the safe spot. Fucking game. And you can't go up. Now I gotta fight him like this. I guess it's kind of easier to fight him like this, though. Since they forced him to move up. Delightful. That pattern, it just looks delightful to dodge, doesn't it? Only the... I would have had it if the stupid thing didn't jank me there on that safe spot. Basically, if I no miss, which is gonna be freaking impossible because the boss is busted. That would be hilarious if Glitcho still worked though. He's in the wrong spot, by the way. That enemy was in the wrong spot. Totally throwing off the route. The fact there's no slowdown here is absolutely crazy. It's like a Psycho game. So the pattern here is different than an arcade. Choice. There's no way I'm no missing this guy. He's too busted.
Mission starts now. Are you ready?
Here's one thing right here, this boss fight. For one, this pattern is way faster than it is in arcade. It's like Loop 2 speed. This pattern acts differently. It like has a nasty whip on the side of it. Watch that. Like that? It's not supposed to do that. So basically all your routing on the boss fights are all changed. Like this, watch, there's like a cluster that appears. That shouldn't be there. Right there, you see that? That little cluster should not be there. And then the stars, like they're gaps are kind of effed up. Look at these gaps. What the fuck? Tiny little gaps. And then you gotta try to get the speed thing here. And then watch the final attack. It's like twice the size of it. Look at, those are not supposed to be that big. But getting around them is like insane. The walls are also thicker too. The fact that I've dodged it this long is a miracle. That was so stupid. That was crazy. The behavior of that pattern was also just all over the place. So I should get the loop here. I had 2 miss. This should be a loop. Should be. You don't know what the Saturn will do. If the Saturn will consider it a loop or not. But on arcade, this would be a loop. So let's see what happens. Oh, I think so. Look. We're getting ellipses. I've never looped the Saturn version before. Yeah, I think this is a loop. Right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, here we go. We're actually looping it. So I've never looped the Saturn version before. So this is gonna be terrifying. Loop 2, no slowdown. What's this gonna do? What's this gonna do? Oh, that's a tough dodge. Made it though. I actually think this is unprecedented. I'm not gonna lie. There is no footage that I can find of the second loop of this game in Saturn mode. So this is like historical document right here. I couldn't find it. Maybe someone can find it. I could not find one. I looked everywhere for a second loop Saturn video. I couldn't find one. I'm sure someone has one somewhere, but I couldn't find any on YouTube or anything. Oh, this is terrifying. Oh, I got the death pattern. That's the death pattern, I call it. You get the death pattern, you die. Without a bomb. I don't know. Plasma might know it. But if there is a world record for it, I don't think there's video footage of it. Shame I got that death pattern there. This is not quite right. Like the timings on those bolts are a little bit off. Things have too much health, by the way. Like that bunker had too much health. That section was not supposed to be that hard. Imagine this mid boss without any slowdown. This tank coming up with no slowdown. I can't believe I'm still alive without getting hit yet. This guy with no slowdown. Look at this. Okay, I'm gonna bomb. Because what's gonna happen is those guys are gonna spawn and shoot me in the face. Okay, let's see if the safe spot works. They've nerfed every other safe spot. I wonder if this one still works.
Your mission starts now. Are you ready?
Unless I'm doing less damage. Like, I should have done way more damage. That's terrifying. That is straight up terrifying. The bullet behavior is a little bit weird. always hate that dodge. This part is gonna suck. The needle part in the second loop. This is gonna suck. Oh, they have too much health. Feels like they have too much health. Yeah, they just... There's no chance. Because the needles are so huge. Doesn't help my hand keeps falling off the shotgun. Oh, damn it. Yeah, no slowdown. It's kind of a problem. I should have the extend here.
You are approaching the target of attack. Your mission starts
My
now.
hand is really struggling to stay on top of the buttons now. Could go horribly wrong, by the way. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't work. Oh my gosh, how are you supposed to dodge this? No slowdown. No! Okay, there's no way I'm getting through this alive. Unless I get a nice pattern. Oh, I think we got a nice pattern. Still kind of hard to dodge. There we go. Still hanging in there. We're still officially on our first credit here. This is where stuff gets scary though, because these 2-4, 2-5, and 2-6 are really reliant on slowdown. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens here. So good. It's not this section I'm worried about though. It's the upcoming section. This section, I'm really worried about what's going to happen. Yeah, that was messed up. Yeah. No! Like, that's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to turn. Yeah, you're not doing as much damage. Like, the damage isn't right. Again, it could be the lack of slowdown. You're like not like getting that slowdown damage or something. Oh yeah, yeah. Propel the bomb, definitely. It's kind of a little safe spot you can use here. The boss fights on this port are so stupid. Like, they go out there and intentionally nerf them, or intentionally buff the bosses, just to be assholes. And CS sucks at the boss fights too, which makes it worse. One more ought to do it. Just played a lot of Dodonpachi. Played a lot of Dodonpachi. I would love to make it to 2-6. What is the Hall of Hell gonna look like? Actually, this opening section might be worse than the Hall of Hell, to be honest. No lie. Because this opening section is hard. With slowdown. Now that there is none, it could be really brutal. Yeah. You gotta get that bomb. You must capture that bomb. That's not what it's supposed to do. It's just acting out. It's not supposed to do that. Like, just the patterns are just wrong. Okay, this is gonna be real interesting. What does the Hall of Hell look like? It might not be too bad because... No, never mind. It's bad. It's bad. The fact that there's no slowdown. Oh shit. The problem is they don't die. For one, they're not supposed to have these giant... That's not how it's supposed to go. Oh my gosh. You just do less damage. So this is gonna be interesting because there's no safe spots. So I don't even know what you're supposed to do here. Here, I'll get in the safe spot. It just won't happen though. Watch. Yeah, that would have hit me. There's no safe spots anymore. Fun. Like, everything is so wrong with the boss fights. They're completely wrong. I wonder if you can get up in here. You might be able to. Nope, you can't do that. Yeah, the PlayStation version's much better. Much better. Especially in the second loop. It's missing slowdown and the bees don't give meter and the chaining doesn't work. But at least the rest of it is kind of accurate. This is just madness. The fact that they go out of the way to buff the boss fights and make them weird and strange and hard, like harder, is a huge issue. The enemy health being off is an issue. The enemy placement being off, like, remember in the first loop, this guy was in the wrong spot. The lack of slowdown, like, completely. Look at this. It's a joke. Yeah, I'm probably dead here. The fact that I made it through that section alive is pretty impressive, I think. What the fuck? Yeah, this is gonna be evil. Remember how fast he was in the first loop?
You are approaching the target of attack. The mission starts now. Are you ready?
Yeah, you just don't do as much damage, which is a problem. Oh my god. Why did they make the pattern so fast? Look at that. Unbelievable. This guy's like on crack. Just the patterns are so fast. I can only imagine because the arcade mode, you know, relied on some sort of slowdown there. Yeah, I think it's just the arcade mode, you know, without the slowdown, it's just crazy. Alright, now we gotta fight Hibachi. This is gonna be wild. Oh, it's not over yet. We gotta get through Hibachi. And it's gonna be ugly. I'm gonna obviously, like, continue 3 times on this guy. But let's see. Let's just see how crazy it gets. Get a tiny hint of slowdown there. A hint of it. But, yeah. Obviously, it's insane. That ought to do it. That should do it. And yet, it doesn't do it because damage sucks. Like, he should definitely be dead. He should definitely be dead. What the fuck? He should be way dead. I did like 5 bombs? Plus all those point blanks? That was ridiculous. He should have been dead 3 bombs ago. Once you know it, slow down. The pattern's way thicker than it's supposed to be. Then again, the bullets are giant, so it's harder to say if the pattern's just too thick. Look at the patterns! So this should set up a point blank, normally. No point blank. Just goes right into the next pattern. This one is insane. It's because the bullets are like 3 times larger than they're supposed to be. Or 2 times, they're like way bigger than they're supposed to be. I'm really not playing too badly on him, to be honest. But for whatever reason, this pattern has a ton of slowdown in it. Watch how it speeds up at the end, it's crazy. But he should have been, like, the amount of damage I'm doing is absolutely nothing. He should be way lower on health now. How are you supposed to dodge that? The bullet's like way too big. Now he should go into the... Now he should go into the point blank now. Okay. This would be interesting to see what happens here. So it has slowdown on it. It's like forced slowdown, which, I mean, better than no slowdown. It's actually slower than it's supposed to be, but, you know, that's okay. I'll take it. Notice I'm doing this pretty well. I'm basically taking no damage the whole time. He's still, like, got a ton of health left. Being a stubborn bastard. Yeah, no, the bombs don't do damage. You just shoot the bombs to reposition out of the pattern, but they don't do any damage. On Hibachi, he's got a little shield he puts up. Yeah, I feel like what they did at the end there was they're like, okay, let's put some slowdown, because it's like artificial slowdown, you can tell, but at least it's something. Yeah, but Big B was absurd. Like, he should have taken way more damage and died way faster. So Big B had some health issues there. Yeah, I know, right? That would be nice. I don't think that's an arcade either, though, to be fair. Just a couple more. They should have done a special voice clip for Hibachi, like, "You're almost there, son," you know, or something like really dramatic. "You're about to save the universe. Don't let up now. Trust your instincts." Something like that.
Game over.
Oh, I just unplugged my controller. Can't name entry. Okay, let's see if I can get my controller plugged in time. Okay, here we go. M. What did it come out to be? MS. Almost there. Made it to 2.5 though on the Saturn port. I think that's pretty impressive.
Invented by Kane.
Yeah, I love the high score music. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. It was a lot of fun. Well, it was fun that you all watched me play. I don't think the port itself was fun at all. It felt like torture, but it was fun playing and complaining to chat. That was the fun part. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Maybe someday we'll get a good Dodonpachi M2 port with campaign version. That would be nice. Adios, everyone.